Hi, welcome back to the Golden Aura Energy Healing and Wellness Podcast. My name is Faye, and I'm so grateful you're here. This is a space for healing, mindfulness, personal growth, and self-discovery. So take a deep breath in, let it go, settle in, and let's begin. So today is going to be episode number 3, and it's going to be on intuition. So today we're talking about something that every single one of us has experienced, even if at the time we didn't recognize it, but it's our intuition. You may know it as a gut feeling or just an inner knowing, or maybe you call it an instinct, or simply just a quiet voice inside your head that seems to know maybe something before your mind can explain it. Have you ever thought of someone and moments later they call you or they send you a message? Or have you ever walked into a room and immediately you can sense that something is off? No one has said a single word. Or maybe you just had a gut feeling to take a different way home, and then you realize that there's a car crash, or there's no way you were going to get home, or there's a ton of traffic that way for whatever reason. Or maybe you postponed a decision, or you trusted a certain opportunity, or you just knew that this was coming. And you couldn't explain why, you just knew. You just waited it out. Many of us experience moments like these. And the question isn't whether intuition exists. The question is, are you listening? Are you in touch? Are you aware? In today's world, we're surrounded by constant noise, notifications, social media, work, responsibilities, opinions from our friends and family, and all that pressure to always be doing something can make it difficult to hear ourselves. When life becomes loud, our inner voice often becomes quiet. Not because it disappears, but because it's harder to notice. Intuition doesn't normally shout. It's not loud, it's quiet, it's soft, it's a whisper. And that's one of the reasons why intuition is often overlooked. So what is intuition? Intuition is often described as an inner knowing that isn't based solely on logical reasoning. It's that feeling, that gentle nudge that pushes you in one direction or another before you've even had any time to analyze the details. And for some people, intuition feels like a sense of calm certainty. For others, it shows up as a physical sensation, a relaxed feeling in the body, a knot in the stomach, goosebumps, or simply the feeling that something fits or it just doesn't fit. And different people experience intuition in different ways. There's no right or wrong way here. What you're going to have to do is figure out how it comes to you and work with it. Grow it like a muscle. You don't have to see visions or have extraordinary experiences to be intuitive. In fact, intuition is something most people use every day without even realizing it. So think about meeting someone for the first time. Sometimes you immediately feel comfortable around them. Other times, something feels off, even if you can't explain why. You're like, everybody likes this person, but this person gives me the complete ick. What is wrong with me? So that doesn't necessarily mean they're a good or bad person. It simply means your mind and your body are processing information in ways that you may not even consciously be aware of. Our brains are constantly taking in subtle details, facial expressions, the tone of voice, body language, patterns from past experiences, and sometimes those details create a feeling before you can even put it into words. And many people describe that feeling as your intuition. Now, from a spiritual perspective, some people view intuition as a connection to something greater than themselves, like an inner knowing, like an inner guidance that helps you navigate life with wisdom and compassion. Whether you understand intuition through psychology, spirituality, or just your personal experience, many people recognize that there are moments when they just seem to just know. And if you've ever had these moments, you're like, that was absolutely insane. What was that? Like, was that a coincidence? I can't even believe that just happened. Like, you're to your friend, can you believe that just happened? Can you believe that I knew that? So why do we doubt ourselves? If intuition is something we all have, why do so many of us struggle to trust it? For many people, the answer begins early in life. As children, we naturally trust our feelings. If we're tired, we rested. When we're curious, we explored. And if something didn't feel right, we often expressed it. But as we grew older, many of us received messages, sometimes intentionally, sometimes unintentionally, that taught us to question ourselves. Maybe we heard things like, well, you're being too sensitive, or don't overreact, or you're imagining things, you're making this up, stop worrying. Over time, those messages can teach us to ignore our own inner experience, our own inner voice, the one thing that we should trust more than anything. Instead of asking ourselves what we feel, we begin asking everyone else what they think. And while seeking advice can be incredibly valuable, constantly looking outside of ourselves can cloud our judgment and make it very difficult to hear the quiet wisdom that is already within every single one of us. So let's talk about intuition versus our overthinking, our monkey mind. What seems to be a super common question is people asking, how do I know if it's intuition or if I'm just overthinking? And this is an important question because many of us spend a lot of time analyzing every possible outcome, that monkey mind that has us on the hamster wheel that we can't get off of. And overthinking tends to create more and more questions. What if I'm wrong? What if I fail? What if people judge me? What if I make the wrong decision? The mind keeps searching for certainty, searching for the right answer. Intuition, on the other hand, often feels much simpler. It's quiet. It's steady. It is knowing. It doesn't always come with a detailed explanation. And sometimes it's just a gentle feeling that says, this feels right, or not yet, or pay attention. That doesn't mean intuition is always easy to follow. Sometimes our intuition asks us to make difficult choices, to set boundaries, to walk away from situations that are no longer serving us, or stepping into a new opportunity that feels uncertain. Listening to your intuition isn't always comfortable, but many people find that it leads them toward choices that align more closely with their values and their well-being. One of the simplest ways to strengthen your intuition is creating moments of stillness. We often expect answers to appear while we're rushing through our day, but the clarity we're looking for usually arrives when we slow down. It doesn't have to be a long meditation. It could be taking 3 slow, deep breaths in before making a decision. Sitting quietly for 5 minutes. Going for a walk without your phone. Or journaling your thoughts before asking someone else for advice. The goal isn't to force the answer. It's to create enough space to hear our own answers. So take a moment right now and notice your breath. And notice your beautiful body. That body that is working so hard to keep you alive and healthy. And now notice the sounds around you. And without changing anything, I want you to just simply observe. This is where your awareness and your intuition begin to work together as a team. The more present you become, the easier it becomes to notice what your inner voice has been saying all along. So I'm going to end here, let you really absorb and digest this episode. And then in part 2, we're going to explore the difference between our intuition and fear. So why our nervous system influences how we interpret that inner voice, and different ways to rebuild the trust in ourselves after years of self-doubt. So as always, I know time is precious, and I am so extremely grateful that you've chose to spend this little bit of your day with me. It really means a lot. So from the bottom of my heart, I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you back here next time.